Hello and welcome to the video and indeed the channel. I've recently completed a well-trodden Tier Point run route to the west coast of the United States, and this is the first in a series of videos that will look at how that 10-leg trip went. The route I went for was Dublin, Heathrow, JFK, LAX, then Las Vegas, and after spending 3 nights in Nevada, the same in reverse, plus the positioning flights between Dublin and Heathrow. If you're not familiar with the concept of Tier Point runs, then I would highly recommend checking out videos made by Matt Jones on his Matt's Planet channel, and he will take you through what a Tier Point run is, how to put an itinerary together, and then to book one. But essentially it's a means of obtaining large amounts of British Airways Tier Points in one trip, and in this case it was enough to get me back to silver status. Ultimately I'm going for gold, and videos of future trips to Miami with my family, and then another solo Tier Point run to Jakarta will come soon. To be honest, this video is somewhat niche. I'm starting in Dublin after my positioning flight the day before, and we're just going to have a quick look at the route to Terminal 1 from the Zone 16 bus stops, so do try and contain yourselves. Security, the T1 lounge, a quick look at the flight itself, and then the connections route at Terminal 5, which I personally hadn't experienced before. Here we are then, just entering the food fair, which is quite a curious little area, part of the car park, before you come out the other side and go into the main terminal. Now, I didn't have any luggage to check in, which is a recommended way with a Tier Point run. You don't want to be picking up luggage off carousels in between your connections, so it was straight up to security for me here. Now, don't blink because you'll miss it, but there is a fast track area over the back there, the white on the brown sign, but I missed that and I went left here into the normal departure gate area. I stopped filming for security, but while I was in there I did ask about fast track, and I was escorted by a very kind chap back round to the fast track area. Now we're through security here, and looking for the lounge. Now, I was here about a year ago, and we spent quite a while looking for the lounge until we realised that it was just the other side of security. You need to double back on yourself, as you'll see in a minute. I've come out the fast track there, but the usual route through security is just ahead of us here, where most of these people are coming out. And just around here on the left hand side is the route to the T1 lounge. Now, having looked at the One World lounge website, I didn't think that this lounge particularly looked like this lounge, or indeed this lounge, so I presume it's had some sort of refurbishment since those photos were taken. So here we are at the entrance to the T1 lounge. Not the most aesthetically pleasing lounge entrance you'll ever find, but a lounge entrance nevertheless. So the T1 lounge is complimentary for business class ticket holders of British Airways and numerous other airlines, including Air Canada, Croatian Airlines, Lufthansa and several others. Or you can pay on the door, €35 for pre-booking and 40 on the door. Priority pass, Dragon Pass as well, and lounge key, subject to availability. So initial impressions weren't too bad. Never like a lounge that doesn't have windows you can't see out of, but apart from that, initial impression was okay. It was reasonably busy. These little areas here were quite good with decent connectivity. The lounge split into two halves. This was over to the left hand side from the main entrance. Minimal food offerings here, but the chiller offered pretty much the same as the main area that we'll see in a moment. And the man bar was here, where you get most of your alcoholic drinks, and there was a coffee machine there as well. According to the website, it says complimentary drinks 2 per person. I'm pretty sure we pushed that last time and don't recall being subject to that, but that's what it states. So it'd be interesting to see if anybody else has been subject to that. Showers were there off to the right hand side. I didn't have a look at those, but they were most certainly there, which is nice to have. Digital papers, press reader app access is also apparently available. Food offering was definitely better than this time a year ago. That's without a doubt. This is also the lunch selection I took as I was still there. Again, considerably better. I mean, we're not talking premium lounge levels, but it was certainly, I thought, pretty reasonable. And as I say, better than last time. And this is back to the breakfast offering with a hot selection as well. I tested some of it, and it was all perfectly acceptable. Website says a maximum of 2 hours stay here. Again, I'm pretty sure we stayed longer than 2 hours last time. I probably didn't this time around. And open from 4 in the morning until 9 o'clock at night. Again, pretty reasonable offerings there, and this was the lunchtime picture, which was also quite attractive. Layout again was different from a year ago, much more airy, nicer feel to it. Overall, it was better than I expected. I don't think there's any doubt about that. And there we are, and then it was off to the gate. About a 5-minute walk down to gate 204.
Yeah, you scan over there. Go. Use the front to board.
Okay, thank you. So thankfully no bus today or air bridge. I think this is one of the nicer ways you can get onto your departing flight, walking out, getting up the stairs. Typically pleasant welcome from the BA crew, which is not typical of every airline, as I found later when I started flying on some of the American legs. For those of you that have flown Club Europe before, this will all be very familiar to you. Essentially an economy seat, but with the centre seat blocked out, but pretty unremarkable, it has to be said. But the service is often what sets BA aside, and that was no different on this occasion. Takeoff run, I'd normally be inclined to speed up, but it was particularly pleasant today. It gave us really good views of the airport. And about 45 minutes later, we're on finals to 09 left at Heathrow. And after a short taxi back, again we avoided the unpleasantness of a bus and got the air bridge. And what follows is the Terminal 5 route to flight connections and indeed connections at other terminals. I'd not done this before, so I was interested to see what it involved. Which is essentially a reasonably long walk. So around the corner here to the right, along with the normal route for arrivals and baggage reclaim, but flight connections go straight ahead here for a quick boarding pass check before starting that long route around the perimeter of the terminal. Off to the left here is passport control if you're exiting the terminal. That's where we would normally go, but not today. It was all very clearly signposted, which is not necessarily something you find in every airport, but it certainly is here. So eventually this led us to security for flight connections, which also had a fast track, which thankfully I didn't miss this time. Again, I didn't film as I went through security, but once through the other side we're in the familiar Terminal 5 environment. And that really brings us to the end of this video. That's our starter. There'll be more coming. The next leg is over to JFK in Club Suite. So hopefully see you in that one.